After the Bucks beat the Atlanta Hawks and secured their trip to the NBA Finals, I went on social media and saw all these NBA fans complaining about the fact that we're going to get the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals, with numerous people just not being a fan of either team and not caring about the result. And honestly, I couldn't be more disappointed with those fans, because it seems like every single year people find a way to complain about the NBA Finals, and I, for the life of me, do not understand why people are not consistent with their takes. But before I explain that and get deep into my bag, make sure you go and check out my second channel. I just dropped a new video there where I discuss the topic of what a gold medal could potentially do for Luka Doncic's legacy, and if you're interested in that video and want to have a sports channel that gives you daily content, make sure you go and subscribe to If I Must. But without further ado, let's dive right back into this topic and start off with the Bucks. For starters, I don't understand why people don't want to see the Bucks in the finals. This is a team that has struggled year in and year out just to make it to the finals, and after years of failures, time in and time out, whether it's blowing 4 straight games to the Raptors or losing to the Heat in the bubble, they're finally here. They finally reached the moment that they've worked for all along. This is a perfect story for the Milwaukee Bucks, and just look at the road that they took to get here. They had to beat the Heat in the first round, the team that not only made the finals last year, but beat the Bucks in an upset in the second round. And not only did they beat them, they annihilated them in a 4-game sweep. Then you move on to the second round, where they faced a handicapped Brooklyn Nets team and they barely survived a 7-game series. And it felt like every single game Coach Bud's job was on the line, because essentially it was. And not only did we get an entertaining 7-game series, but we also got Kevin Durant versus Giannis, which may be a rivalry for years to come. Then you move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and yes, it was marred by injuries, but the fact that the Bucks had to win the series without their best player is a testament to how good the team is. Guys like Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they stepped up, because in a game where Trae Young is returning and the Hawks are at home and could potentially force a Game 7, I have to say, they had all the momentum, and the Bucks responded by playing like the championship caliber team we all know they are capable of being. And they did it without their best player. So the story alone in this postseason as it is a very feel-good story. And even when you look at the players on the team, they have very likable guys. You have Giannis, who is a 2-time league MVP and former defensive player of the year, and considering his childhood, the fact that he has that on his resume at this age and now has a chance to win an NBA championship just warms my heart more than anything. Then you look at a guy like Chris Middleton, who many, including myself, have been very critical of and said he will never be a number 2 option on a championship team, especially if he is the second option to Giannis Antetokounmpo. But despite all the criticism that Middleton faced, he has actually lived up to all the expectations and even superseded them, as he's come up big in a lot of fourth quarters that the Bucks have needed a closer. And then when you look at the rest of the roster, there are so many players that have been grinding for years that don't have a championship yet that I will be happy to see get a ring this year. Guys like Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, PJ Tucker, they've been putting in the work for years, and now it's finally paying off as they have a chance to win an NBA championship and add it onto their resume. This team exemplifies hard work and dedication, because for those who don't know, Chris Middleton and Giannis in 2K14 were rated as the lowest rated players in the game, 60 overalls, but now look at them. They're in the NBA Finals and could end the season as champions. So them making the finals is a big deal, not only for them, but also for the city of Milwaukee. They deserve this more than anyone. And if I'm being honest, I just believe that people aren't happy with Giannis' playstyle. We've all heard them say he has no skill, which hence leads to people not being happy about his success, primarily James Harden fans. And I'm sure him beating James Harden along the way did not help matters either. But then when you look at the Phoenix Suns, that's when I start to scratch my head about people being mad about them making the finals. This team had to overcome Chris Paul's shoulder injury in the first round. They have a young star in one Devin Booker, who everybody likes and people think is going to be the next Kobe Bryant. They have Chris Paul, who's one of the best point guards in the history of the league and is only missing a championship on his resume, which everybody is rooting for him to get because who knows if this is going to be his last opportunity. Then you have the rest of their supporting cast that consists of guys like DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, Cameron Payne, Mikal Bridges. All these guys have played their roles to the best of their ability, and it has paid off with consistent success in this postseason as they are now on the verge of winning an NBA championship. And unlike the Milwaukee Bucks, they actually have a coach that I like, as Monty Williams is easily one of the best human beings in the NBA. And I say that not trying to discredit what he does on the court, but we all know the struggles that he went through off the court with the tragic passing of his family. So the fact that he is here in this moment with a chance to win a championship and add it onto his resume, it's not only a dub to be added onto black coaches, but it's a dub to be added onto one of the best human beings in the league, that after all the trials and tribulations that he's gone through, he deserves this. Honestly, he deserves this more than anyone, and it's almost poetic justice that he was able to do it with the point guard that started it all for him, Chris Paul. So when you look at both of these teams, they both have stories that are very compelling and pull on your heartstrings. So I don't understand why people are angry about this finals matchup, because if you ask me, it's just straight hypocrisy, because these are the same people that were probably complaining about us getting too much LeBron or too much LeBron versus the Warriors, that we need to change things up. Well, things have been changed up and you're still complaining. And also the fact that both of these teams are small market teams is a good thing for the NBA, because we already know that teams like the Lakers, the Heat, the Knicks, no matter how bad they get, they can always turn it around because they are in a market that can attract free agents due to their location. So if a small market team like Milwaukee or Phoenix can win a championship, maybe it will change the culture of both of those franchises and put them on a better path for the future. So no, I am not sad that LeBron James is not in the finals or the Warriors are not in the finals. I am happy about the fact that we're getting something different, because yes, we don't have LeBron, KD, or James Harden in the finals, but we still have Giannis, who's a two-time MVP and a bona fide superstar. We have Chris Paul, who's one of the greatest point guards of all time. And you have Devin Booker, who's a young rising star in this league. So no matter what argument you throw at me, it's just not going to make sense, because if you're a real NBA fan, you should be happy with this finals matchup. Not only for the stories, not only for the superstars in it, but just the fact that we're getting something different that we probably will never see again. But hey, that's just my opinion. You guys let me know your opinions down below in the comment section. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and press that bell for post notifications. Make sure you follow me on social media. The links for my Twitter and Instagram are down below in the description box, and check out my second channel If I Must. The link for that as well is in the description box. And last but certainly not least, make sure you check out the Nothing But Action podcast. We have an episode coming out soon, so to all the people waiting for it, trust me, it's coming. Don't worry about it. This is your boy Young Mustard signing out. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace.